You're fine 1 minute, and then you see a text, hear a laugh, or watch him get dressed to go to her. Yeah, your co-wife. Suddenly, you're not fine anymore. Your chest tightens, your thoughts race, and before you know it, you're not just feeling jealousy, you're drowning in it. What if I told you jealousy isn't the enemy, but letting it run unchecked is? Assalamu alaikum, peace. I'm Coach Nyla, a wife in polygyny, a relationship coach, and a woman who's had her fair share of "I thought I was okay until it happened" moments. In this space, we talk about the feelings nobody wants to admit out loud and how to turn them into stepping stones instead of stumbling blocks. Today, in Progress Over Perfection in Polygyny, we're talking about jealousy, why it feels so intense in polygyny, and the 3 ways to manage it so it doesn't take over your peace. Here's the truth. Jealousy is natural. It's a sign that something matters to you. But in polygyny, it can feel magnified because you're not just imagining another woman in your husband's life. She's there. She's actually there. His wife, his other wife, is there. So I'm going to share 3 ways to work with your jealousy instead of against it, so it actually becomes a signal that you can respond to, not a storm that you get lost in. So I remember earlier in my marriage, there was this evening when my husband's rotation was changing the next day. He has a 24-hour rotation schedule. So 24 hours he's with me at our home, and the next 24 hours he's with my co-wife at their home. So this thing is not really new. I mean, we've gotten the hang of it now, but it's not new. It was fairly new then, but not new now, not 15 years plus into it. So this time I told myself I was fine. I was good. But when I heard the phone ping and saw my co-wife's name, I felt my stomach drop. My mind instantly went to, oh, they're making plans. He's excited to see her. He's going to be thinking about her for the rest of the time he's here with me. And within minutes, I built an entire story in my head that left me irritated and withdrawn. It really messed up our night. It messed up our night. It really messed up our night. So my jealousy, my insecurity, my lack of emotional maturity, and understanding that although he connects with his other wife, it doesn't mean that we lose our connection. So what did I learn that night? Well, I realized that the feeling that I was having, that wasn't the problem. The problem was what I did with it and what I didn't do with it. And I didn't do so well. Not then. I didn't. So I lived, I learned, I grew. And even though I understood the mechanics of polygyny, and I've talked about that before in different videos that I've had, and I'll get into it a little bit more on the podcast, but I understood the mechanics of polygyny. I read a book called Polygyny in Islam, or Polygamy in Islam, by Bilal Phillips. I can't think of the other name. I want to say Amina someone, but it was a really good book. It made sense to me. Polygyny made sense to me. Even though I understood those mechanics, I didn't expect my feelings to go into a tailspin like it did. I did not. Let me share you some steps that I learned early on. And these same steps I continue to teach my clients who have the same problem. Because this isn't something new. This isn't something that only happens to one of us or a few of us. This happens all the time. Jealousy is a normal emotion. It's how we deal with it that matters. So step number 1, name it without judging it. Name it without judging it. What does that mean, Coach Nyla? Well, it means that when jealousy shows up, don't rush to tell yourself, I shouldn't feel this way. Oh, I'm such a bad person. Oh, how can I think this way? Instead, pause and say, I'm feeling jealous right now. I'm feeling jealous right now. Let me tell you something. And see, naming it gives you space. It gives you space between you and the feeling. And in that space, you can choose how to respond. I used to do this with my eldest son. I still do it with my kids to this day. But I remember doing this with him where he can tell me that he was angry. He was a toddler. I think the first time I implemented that in his life, I told him, I'm like, oh, you can be angry. You can feel your feelings. but it's how you feel them, it's how you respond and react. And that is the thing that's way more important. Your feelings are going to be there. Things are going to happen. You're going to feel the feeling, whether it's happiness, whether it's sadness, whether it's anger, whether it's jealousy, whether it's insecurity, whatever it is. So he was able to name his feelings. He was able to say when he was angry, and he was very respectful in how he did it. Now he was a toddler, so as respectful as a toddler can be, right? He's like, I'm so angry right now. I'm like, okay, well, you be angry over there. And when you're done being angry and we can actually speak and we talk, we'll talk about what made you angry and how we can fix it. So that's pretty much it. It works for a toddler. It can work for us too. And pretty much it's okay. Name your feeling. Don't let it consume you. Understand that, you know what? Well, I'm feeling jealous right now. And now I'm going to give you step 2, because first, that's it. Naming your feeling. Not judging it, not making yourself seem like you're the bad guy. Take a pause and understand that you are being jealous and you're feeling jealous. Step 2, ask what it's really pointing to. Ask yourself that. Jealousy is often a messenger for deeper needs. Maybe you're craving more quality time. Let me tell you, I'm still learning this. 15 years in, and I was married before, and that was a failed marriage. I'm not trying to have 2 failed marriages in a row. And the husband that I have now, we are amazing. So, and in polygyny, you can have an amazing marriage. You know, people have this whole thing, these hang-ups about sharing a husband and things like that. We're going to get into that later on in the podcast and the different episodes. However, you can be in polygyny and have an amazing marriage. And minding your marriage is important. So, but I'm going to tell you, I didn't really know how to communicate properly at the beginning. And I'm still working on it. I'm still learning from a number of different people. And, you know, one thing I talked about, and I talked about in an earlier episode about growth and how important it is to grow. And if we are if we are at the pinnacle right now, then it's a sad sight, because it shows that you can't grow, that you're not growing, and that's it. That's it for you. And if that's it for you, then the only thing you got left is you don't stay the same. You don't stay stagnant. You're going to die. You know, so your relationship is going to die and everything around it is going to die if you're not growing, if you're not nurturing it. So I didn't have the proper way to communicate before. So a lot of it came from being accusatory or just letting my emotions not run wild. It's just that I would say we've got into more arguments than I would like us to, because I did not know how to communicate properly. So I learned different things in argument-free marriage and different things like that. And how to make, 7 principles in how to make a marriage work by the Gottmans. These different things is very, very important. And also from one of my mentors, John C. Maxwell, that talks about communication a lot, and not just communicating, but connecting. So learning how to communicate and state, I need more quality time, or I would like to spend more time with you, or how can we incorporate this, or I would like to do this instead, because it just seems like we did this one thing and we didn't really connect. That's important. So maybe that's what it is. So we got to find out, where's this jealousy coming from? Maybe it's saying something else. Maybe it's a deeper thing. Affirmation, you may need that. You may need reassurance. So it might be an affirmation or something. Maybe it's a reassurance or something. Maybe, you feel a little lonely and, or you had a bad day, and instead of him trying to fix something, you just wanted him to say, you know what, it's going to be okay, babe. So, but being able to communicate that. So ask yourself, if I could have one thing right now to feel more secure, what would it be? What would that look like? What would it be? This turns jealousy into a guide instead of a grip. Step 3, ground yourself before you react. That's where we get it wrong. I mean, of course, the other ones we get it wrong too, but when it gets really crazy, we react, and it's like everything just blew up. A tornado done went through the house, the relationship, and everything. So before you speak or act, do something to regulate your body. Deep breathing. I'm just going to call him a mentor of mine. This is one of my communication coaches. I'm going to call him my communication coach, Jeff Fisher. He talks about letting your breath be your first word. So deep breathing, stepping outside, get into nature, touch grass, like my kids say, making wudu for my Muslim sisters out there, or journal for 5 minutes. Just write down things, brain dump. When you calm your body, when you calm it first, your words and choices are less likely to add fuel to the fire. I have an app. You guys probably see I wear an Aura ring. This is one of my wearables. And I have an app. And before I had the Aura ring, I would do Calm. But Aura actually has, and this is not sponsored by any means. I just have certain things that I like and I like to share with you guys. But I really like the app because it gives you these different mindful meditations and these guided meditations. And they'd be 5 minutes, and you can choose the timing and everything like that, how many minutes that you actually want to meditate. So whenever I'm stressed out or feeling like I just need to release some type of anxiety or anything like that, I put on my app and I'll listen to some meditation. If you don't have that, that's fine. Got things on YouTube. I've given that to my children when they seem like they're wound up. So yeah, you got YouTube, you got Calm, you have any of those things. Just mindfulness helps. So this week, I'm going to give you, we're on the progress over perfection. What do I call it? I can't even think of what I call it now. We have come to the segment in the part where I give you your challenge, or at least your action steps and your assignment for the week. This week, when jealousy hits, I want you to follow this quick process. 1, name it. Say, I'm feeling jealous. Oh my gosh, please take accountability, because it seems like that is so hard for us to do, not just to taking accountability, but really naming and saying that I feel jealous or I'm feeling jealous. It's like, oh, it's such taboo. It's so bad. I'm a bad person if I'm jealous. No, name it. Don't let it take over you. So name it. Find the need. Ask, what is this really about for me? What is it? Do I need more quality time? Do I need affirmation, attention? What is it? Ground yourself. Pick one calming action before you respond. Like I said, breathing is good. It's like that's one of the immediate things you can do. Just take a deep breath and release, relax, relate, release, like Whitley Gilbert saying. I'm probably aging myself, and anybody don't know who Whitley Gilbert is, she's a character on a show I used to watch when I was a young girl called A Different World. And she was like, relax, relate, release, in her Southern voice. So after that, make sure you write down how you handled it in your progress journal, okay? The journal that I told you last week, make sure you have. Make sure you keep a journal for your progress, okay? For your progress, for your marriage, for just the things that you want to jot down, what you're grateful for your progress over perfection planner or journal. Make sure you have that and jot that down. That way you can see your growth in real time. So when you look back on it, you're like, oh my gosh, look at how far I've come. That's important, because it's not about being perfect. We talked about that. It's about the progress. It's about the journey. Jealousy doesn't mean you're weak. It doesn't mean that you're unworthy. It doesn't mean that you're failing. It means that you are human. You are a human being. And when you learn to work with that, when you learn to work with your jealousies, with your feelings and things as far as that, you'll find that you'll find that it loses its grip on your peace, all right? So if you're ready to go deeper and build real tools for navigating polygyny with more confidence and calm, you can learn more about that and learn more about working with me at CoachNyla.com. So let me tell you what we're going to talk about next week. Next week, we are tackling the comparison trap. Yeah, see, we just talked about jealousy. Now, we're going to talk about the comparison trap. Breaking free from the she's better than me thinking. If jealousy is the spark, then comparison is the fuel. And I'll show you how to stop feeding it. Until then, give yourself permission to feel without letting the feeling take over. I'll see you then. Assalamu alaikum. Peace.